All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome in. Hope everyone can hear me. Mike looks like it's working. Everything's working. We're just going to break down the slate really quick. I'm going to show off my playbook for free. As we do, we got week 17 here. I just wrote it. It's actually not posted yet, but I'm gonna have it here. Um, yeah, yeah. So we'll just show it off for free here quick. This is SaberSim, which I'll be going over based on the plays for the week. Then I'll also be looking at the Showdown for tonight for you guys and give a little bit of content for that as well. So we'll have all that today. So ask any questions you guys have, drop them in the chat, hit the like button. We already got a couple likes. That's a good start for the video. Here's the playbook this week. Here's the write-up I did. I haven't made it live yet. It's not published. I will be adding this video in here, an embedded file, so I wanted to wait to post it. This just talks about my options, breaks down the quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, tight ends, stacks, defensive plays that I give every week. You're going to see some weird green colors this week. That's because a lot of these stacks are low owned. Some of these guys are low owned plays. I'm kind of willing Eckler and Kamara into my lineups this week. Just the fact that I have a round 4 best ball entry going this week for the Millie. So we got Brees Hall to start it off with us on Thursday night. So we're really hoping I'm going to talk about this Dallas game a little bit just because I got a lot of players in that game in that best ball lineup that I'm really hoping that makes it at least top 100 would be really cool. So that would be good. So yeah, most of it we're going to talk about based on what I've already wrote in the playbook. So if you guys are premium members, you'll be able to get that. I just did a little sneak peek of what that's about. But I do get to break down, the games this week, and I'll use SaberSim, which is another premium tool that we have that you guys can use to build lineups. And it shows all the different games we have this week. There's a big slate this week. It's 13 games. We have some very interesting games, though, because we have some different like injuries that are mattering, some guys that are still questionable, some cheaper quarterbacks that came in like Tyrod Taylor at 4,600 versus the Rams. It's not the dome game. It's not in the dome, but I really like this game. I do like the game with the dome. Also, Gardner Minshew at 5,700 in Vegas. That's a good game environment. I think there's some Adams, Pittman, Jacoby Myers, affordable pieces in that game that we can get. And, it could shoot out a little bit, in the defense. Jonathan Taylor is going to be chalky in that game as well. So, so QBs, I really do like Hurts at the top, though. He gets a lot of rushing touchdowns just because of the tush push. But I don't mind pairing him with like a Goddard or something. I've been pairing him with Devontae Smith a lot. It's been working out really well. But I think this week a good him to tight end pairing. They're playing Arizona. Well, it's not in the dome, but it's still going to be a good game. I think. We got all these other expensive quarterbacks that we're going to talk about. I think he's the best one to play with. Out of all these other ones, Allen's priced up as well. Going against New England, it's a good game environment, but they could just use James Cook. They've used other weapons. I'm big for Gabe Davis this week as well. Lamar Jackson's in a tough game. Miami, Baltimore. I feel like this game's going to be a little bit lower scoring. I feel like it's going to be more defense a little bit. I think they shut down Hill. There's no Waddle in that game. So it'll be an interesting game. You got Achane and Mostert in that game. So we're just kind of breaking down the games right now as well. So if you're just joining, I see a couple more people joined in. I'm giving out my quarterback plays. If you want to start from the beginning, catch up on a couple of my cheaper quarterbacks. Hurts is probably my more expensive pay up option. Mahomes, Lamar, Allen are kind of in that tier where, I don't really want to spend up for them, but they have upside, in good game environments for Allen and Mahomes and Hurts. I prefer Hurts. Lamar might be in a tougher game script this week. We'll see. I feel like this game's going to be a little lower scoring. Purdy's in a good game. He's priced up a little bit. He's playing Washington. They did sit him last week. He does have a small injury. Doesn't he was just sore with his neck after the game. They just kept him out of the game. Maybe they have a bounce back this week. We'll see. He's a good stack. Definitely one of the top stacks for the week. Then you got Stroud in a dome game. I thought they were in the dome game. Yeah, they're at Houston, right? At Houston. Yeah, they're at Houston. Right? At Washington. No, they're not. They're at Tennessee, actually. I don't know why I have that. That's weird. All right, sorry about that, guys. And then, yeah, Tennessee. No, they're at Houston. That's right. They're at Houston. So that's another dome game. Yeah. What am I thinking? So that's a dome game. I really like that game. In the Indy game, I'm not playing Aiden O'Connell, but I don't mind playing, um, what's his name, Tyrod Taylor, or I don't mind playing Gardner Minshew in that game. So yeah, these are the games I really like. You got Sticks starting this week, Derek Carr at Tampa. Stidman starting for Denver. They're benching Russell. This game could be more crappy than you think. Both defenses in play, I think, this week, and it's an option. So yeah. So let's just get right into it so we can get this video. I want to try to keep it under 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in there. So we're going to run through these guys really quick. Running back, you kind of go with off the playbook. Your running back, we got Kamara, Eckler. Eckler's really cheap. CMC is a key. These are the guys here in 2 through 5 that are interesting. JT, Kyron, Barkley, and some decent names. Elliott's very cheap. He's going to be a cash viable option as well. I listed him as cash viable. I do have good cash lineups. We had a very good cash season this year, guys. If you've been following along with these builds, these cash lineups have won like 60, 70% of the, I'm probably over 70% on DK at least. This year. There was we started out 8-2 on the season or something, and then in the 1 week we cashed mostly. We just didn't count it as a win week, and then I think it's just literally been cashing every week on our cash lamps almost. I think I've like total of 3 losses for the whole in 16 weeks. So very good cash week year. Top stacks. We got all this here, but we're going to be talking running backs. So we got our value running backs next to it. Tajay Spears, Swift, in a good game environment. Javonte Williams could get more work on that Chargers game. Maybe a little bit, only 9% ownership, so a little bit sleeper there we might go with. He's viable. Swift's I like. Eckler I like. JT's in a good game environment, but he's going to be chalkier. I think maybe he's not as chalky. He's come down a little bit. CMC's very chalky. He's in a great game script. You also got Zamir White in that other game, which I've kind of like, if you leverage the passing game, go with Adams and Jacoby Myers off that as run backs, maybe not put Zamir White in there or do like a 3-2 stack. You could do like Pittman, Gardner Minshew, and some other options. We could do like Downs and Pittman double stack, and then you can run it back with Zamir White and Adams, or Zamir White and Jacoby Myers to make a lineup like that. So I like to give you guys strategy on how to stack, not just like who are the plays of the week, like different strategies. Like, and if you want to get off Zamir White, you can do that by just playing Adams or Jacoby Myers as a run back, or just play more Adams or Jacoby Myers. So Zamir White's going to be very chalky. Don't know why Sabres got him way farther down. He's mostly like the top stack.
Hey,
what's up, Sheets?
Figured I'd just join you. I just saw that you were grinding the live stream. I figured I'd just pop in and listen, see if I could learn something or maybe contribute.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm just going through. Usually I go through my playbook. We do a picks video. Me and Bobby usually did, but I've been doing them kind of solo on Saturdays. So
go for it.
Yeah, so we're just going through running backs now, and probably moving on to receivers where we're at. And I'll get your takes here. I got the Showdown pulled up too, so we'll talk a little Showdown for tonight's game. I was going to throw in a little bit of that. So
nice, go for it.
All right, moving on to receivers. If Sheets has any good takes this week, let me know. I got in the playbook this week, Pittman and Adams, Nakua and Kupp. I like in that Rams game, a little bit different. These are different plays that you're not going to see mostly anywhere else. Zay Flowers, Ayuk, I like. Myers, Shaheed over Olave, I like a little bit. But we got a lot of games this week, guys. So there's like Rice is kind of lower owned, or no, he's a higher owned actually. I had him lower owned. That's weird. Sabersim's got ownership a little bit backwards from what I'm seeing. Hill's going to be lower owned, but I don't like that game as much this week. A.J. Brown, the Eagles, I do like that game. I prefer Devontae Smith over A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's priced up a little bit. Smith's price is 7,300, so you get a really good discount and lower ownership under 8%, around 8%. I like that. Lockett's cheap this week. Jacoby Myers, a couple 5K guys I like. Zay Flowers at 5,600 I like. Demario Douglas is a cheap 4,300 player I like. Shaheed at 4,600. Dante Johnson, I'm really hoping for a big game. He's in that best ball round 4 milli maker lineup I got. So I need him over Pickens this week.
How deep are you in that? What is that? This is the last week for that?
Yeah, it's the last week. I have one in the round 4 right now. So yeah, I got Brees Hall to start. So yeah, we can pull it up here quick.
Yeah. So remind me of what all that is. So this is the last round of it.
Yeah, it's the last round. So there's 1,300 contestants in this contest. So I'm in 273rd right now. This is my lineup. I have a Dak stack with CD and Amon and Gibbs for tonight, and Deontay Johnson, Kittle, and Kamara. This is my lineup here. So then I also got Goff, Robinson, Komet, Spears, Gainwell, Gallup, Moore, Samuel, and Likely. A couple guys have already got hurt, but so this is my lineup. So however they score is how I can play.
So when you say this is your lineup, it doesn't have to be these guys, right? It could be any of the guys in your whole pool there, right?
Yeah, this is a pool of 20 players, and any of these guys, I get to use them for these positions. So there's one QB, so either Dak or Goff's going to be the highest score. That's the points I'm going to get. Same with running backs, and there's one flex, 3 receivers, and a tight end. So like I could use 2 tight end, like Kittle and Komet could score the most. You know, it don't matter. It could be any of these guys. Whoever has the highest score will fill these spots in.
And you're guaranteed 1934.
No, last place is 500.
Okay, what's first? Is a million or something?
Million, yeah. So the guy winning a milli has Brees Hall, Ford, Elijah Moore right now, and Njoku. But he had Watson. Watson was on 15% because the Brown stacks really moved up. Because look, Amari Cooper's on 54% in this. He's a dud. So that's a good news. But I mean, he's got this guy in first he's got Stafford. So he's going to get some QB points still. He's got Achane, Godwin. He's got some Players Cup this week. So he can make a really good team, the guy in first. But you know, you can just see different. Goff's pretty owned. The Goff in the Detroit game tonight is high owned. Like Amon's high owned. Like, so I'm really hoping I have Dak in my lineup. So like Dak's only 14% owned. So I need Dak to score more than Goff, really.
And you need Dak without, because I bet so you have Dak and Lamb. Okay.
Yeah, but I also have Gallup at 9%. So if Gallup gets a big game, maybe a 20-point touchdown and some yards this week, like that could be viable.
You're establish the run. They did a simulation for the underdog one to see what everybody's EV was. I don't think they did it for this one.
There's a guy out there, I could share it in the Discord, but he did one. I got it on my Twitter. He broke down like the low owned plays and all the stuff in there's like 1,300 people in this contest right now. So like, I'm just hoping for a good finish. So I think I got a lineup to get a good. Kamara's a big one.
Forget that. We have like an immediate sweat here because these guys are all going tonight.
Yeah, so we'll know how good we do tonight. But I got good players still like Deontay Johnson, Kittle, Kamara to see if they help. But like I should move up tonight. Hopefully, we'll get a good move up tonight.
Now I presume that. I mean, I'm just guessing that because I just kind of like just winged it when I did the best ball stuff. So I'm presuming that this is no accident. That because this is the last week that this is where all the money is. That you have all these guys stacked from this game that you planned that like before you even drafted, I guess, right?
Yeah, like I stack games. So when in the summer when I'm drafting, I stack different games. Like this, I also had some Denver and Chargers stacks and other lineups. You just stack week 17 games. So I kind of have it stacked up like this. I kind of didn't when I drafted this. I didn't like the Goff Dak stack in the same game, but I don't know. I don't mind doing it. I feel good about the lineup. 2 years in a row, I've made round 4. So
really, that's amazing.
So yeah, so I did less lineups in best ball this year. I didn't have as much time to draft, because I don't like auto drafting it. I draft every one of them. It just becomes really hard.
Can you? And then did they set it up so that you could even set to auto draft and with kind of? I presume that people have this already. They have it set to draft for stacks, even if you're not around the computer, or not really.
They don't have a lot of that, not that I know of. So people just auto draft and hope they get the best players.
Oh no, we're gonna work on that for next year. So we got to figure that out to figure out how to do auto drafting, but also have it set to to lean towards stacking. So
you can queue players to draft, but the problem is you get them out of ADP, out of draft position so much. If someone takes a guy in front, then you're stuck with a guy that you wanted at 240 and you picked them at like 140 or something.
Not only that, but if you have guys that you wanted to stack, and like let's say you wanted like a low owned piece for Dallas. Let's say you wanted to draft I don't know, whoever was good besides Lamb, but somebody else, and somebody already took Prescott, then you would want to know that so that you could adjust.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, exactly. So you got to really adjust on it. So
other receivers, you were going over some of the cheapos. I mean, again, I haven't really looked since Thursday. And to see if anybody's are they still getting to those Giants guys and also Samuel, or those like cheapos that are getting
low? Samuel's popping right here. I pulled it back up. Samuel. You had Wan'Dell's popping. I think he's even Demario Douglas is popping at 43.
Yeah.
I could sort by value here. Quick.
Is this the type of slate you think that's what we're supposed to do? Like, is this type of slate where we're supposed to, go for the cheapos at receiver and get to, I guess, somebody like Kyron Williamson and is McCaffrey on the slate?
CMC McCaffrey. McCaffrey's good, 9,600, so he's priced up, but he's chalk. He's getting like 32% ownership, so people are going to be playing those cheap receivers. But I don't mind some of the cheaper running backs and then some of the mid-tier receivers. I don't think you got to go all the way down and like garbage dive or anything. I think a lot of these 5K guys are fine this week. Receiver, like you got Zay Flowers, you got Tyler Lockett, you got Terry McLaurin at 5,500. I mean, it's a tough matchup. Jacoby Myers at 5,300 in a dome game. Wan'Dell is 4K, so he's a cheap guy. But I like that Rams game a little bit. I think they're playing for something. A lot of these teams playing for playoff position and stuff too. So even Drake London at Chicago. So yeah. Guys, I know a bunch more people joined in. What's up, Jolly? I'm just sorting by value right now. Even T. Higgins at KC, he's the guy. I don't know if Chase is playing this week. There's still a lot of injuries this week, guys, to monitor. Like Judy's, got a bad quarterback to throw to him now too, but like he's the guy there with no Sutton this week. So Higgins, Boyd's cheap. No Chase this week. So no big names on some of these players. So Diggs is probably going to be lower owned. He could have a big week. I know I like Gabe Davis a lot, but Diggs lower owned is great to get Diggs against New England. Should be Josh Allen could go off with Diggs. I'm sure Bobby will be all over that this week. He's been playing a lot of Josh Allen and Diggs. Yeah, I kind of like the dome games, and then I kind of like I like Hurts this week more than other guys. So I don't know. You got any good stacks this week?
No, you know what I mean. I haven't really looked again since like Wednesday. I'm just gonna do my projections tomorrow and see. I was getting to some of the big favorites. You know what I mean? I was getting to Philadelphia and San Francisco. And then aside from those two, I was getting to the to that Atlanta Chicago game.
Eagles and Niners are my top ones. I'm not getting to that game, the Eagles and Atlanta, but Drake London I just mentioned or was going to mention. He's a good price, 5,000. That could be a good game. Fields is there with Komet. I need is in that game, so. I don't know
what are we doing for the Miami game? Are we playing that or is it too expensive or what?
It's very low owned. If you want to play it, it'd be something you or Bobby probably play. Me, I'm kind of off it a little bit. Yeah. I just think no Waddle in that game, so Hill could get a lot more work though. He's just priced up 9,300, but he gets a lot of work.
Is there any big injury news we're waiting on, or not really?
I don't think we got a lot of the news. Some guys are questionable, but nothing major. I don't think we're waiting on.
Okay.
Waddle's out, Sutton's out. We got a lot of news yesterday already. So, Josh Jacobs doubtful. Maybe we're waiting on that. But I think he's already ruled out. Zamir White's popping quite a bit for running back. So again, like last week, he got 17, being 32% chalk. He'll probably be like 50% this week. But yeah, I mean, tight end, and we'll move on to tight end. Kelsey might have a big game soon. He's probably due, but I think McBride's getting a lot of work. He's a good run back in the Phillies if you're playing the, like receiver with Hurts. I like Goddard a lot here at 4,800. Schultz is in a good matchup in a dome game, 4,300 against Tennessee. Pass one I like. Waller, he's in that Rams game. You could run it back with a viable pass catcher. He's cheap. You got Wandell or him. Likely's been getting a lot of work for Lamar Jackson. I do like him a lot. Chick 3,600 is cheap against Houston as well as a run back if you're stacking Stroud. Nico Collins isn't a bad option to stack with, and Schultz. We just talked about you could do a game stack there. I like Gerald Everett and the Chargers game 3,500. He's kind of chalky. He was popping a little bit more actually, chalky wise, just for cash lineups. Pitts is a guy that you might be on sheets at 4,100 in that Atlanta Chicago game. Not bad. I've been playing a little bit more Pitts. He's been getting more involved lately, but he's got to have a big game. But
when you were talking about the running backs, where you mentioned Stroud, did you come in heavy on Singletary, or you're avoiding that, or what are you doing there with that?
I listed Singletary as one of the top values on the list, but he wasn't one I highlighted when I do my playbook. But
gotcha.
I mentioned him, 5,600. But I mean, I don't usually play running backs against Tennessee a lot. I'd rather play Schultz, Nico Collins, the pass catchers against Tennessee more than the running backs, but I know they haven't been doing as well against running backs. For Singletary is good value. You got Chuba's good value. You got some really good running back values this week. Javonte Williams, I mentioned, I like against the Chargers. And then you got Swift. I think he could have a big game against Arizona. He's a little more chalky though. But John Robinson, probably a guy you like sheets in that Atlanta Chicago game. Chicago's defense has been playing better for what it's worth though the last few weeks. I don't know. I don't know what the weather is in Chicago. Is it windy this week? I haven't.
That's what I was saying. Again, all my builds were from days ago, so I don't. And I was wondering if what was going to happen if the wind came in or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to see as like with updated ownership and all this kind of stuff. And
yeah, there hasn't been any updates in a while, so it's just kind of going off what we had right now.
Gotcha.
I like Spears at 4,700 is not a bad value against Houston. I know Henry's there too at 6,900, but Spears has been getting a lot of work. I think I got Spears in this best ball lineup too. Yeah, I do. 9% ownership. So Gainwell or Spears, one of these weird running backs go off. I could make a push here, but we'll see how it shakes out tonight. All depends on tonight's game. So, all right, Sheets, you got anything you want to go over? Oh, I didn't say defenses, but I like the cheap ones this week. Panthers. These cheap ones is Commanders, even at 2K flat. You could do if you really need it. Broncos are 2,900, I think, against the Chargers. Chargers are 2,900. You could go both ways. No Russell Wilson this week, so that game could be either a shootout shit show or a defensive game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't really see. I'm still looking at my old Josh Jacobs projections. I'm like behind. I just happened to see you coming on here, so I just figured.
Zamir White's popping about 41% now, and other projections being with Jacobs out again. So that's what I'm saying. We don't even have him. You don't even see Zamir White on here right now because we haven't updated the projections. He's right here down here at 5 projection.
Yeah.
He's probably other places.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll probably update that overnight, and then I'll do it again.
He's around 17. I got some 17, 16, 5.
That sounds about right.
Places. So, yeah.
So what are you doing? What are you doing in the showdown today?
Ooh, that's a good one. We could talk about that. I got that projected here, or I put the projection up here. I really need Dak to do good, but we got pricing to consider. I don't need Laporta to do good, but his price is pretty good. I like him. Even a captain at 1080 is a good price. 7,200. He's a little pricey, but I don't mind it. I think I'm going to play for more of a shootout style. I think Gallup at 3K I do like. I think he's viable. I like Bobby's guy Jamison Williams again here. A big play upside for cheapo that you can do. really getting the Lions cheapo right's really what you got to figure out because Amon and Laporta get a lot of work.
Well, I'll give you something then. So
All right,
so
let's see what you got, Sheets.
the two guys that I'm gonna have too much of that are gonna get zeros. That's all we really care about, right? Is who's gonna get the zeros?
Yeah.
Is Donovan Peoples-Jones
Okay.
from Detroit.
Yeah.
And my other one is this guy's probably going to be popular because of his price, but I do like Kevontae Turpin from Dallas. And then we have what's his name out? We have Dowdle out, so you have Deuce, whatever his name is.
Deuce Vaughn here, yeah.
Yeah, I worry he's going to be too chalky, but right now I'm getting I'm getting some of him. So those
he's
those,
only showing at 8% right now, so maybe they haven't caught on to that. Yeah, maybe projections got to update a little bit.
So as far as what to do if you want to get low owned. All right, I think you could either play, like Donovan Peoples-Jones, because I don't think that many people are going to play him. He's what, the fourth? He's like the fourth option at best, right? I mean, you're going to have St. Brown, Reynolds, and Jamison Williams now, and Laporta. He's like the fifth option. So
yeah, and Khalif Raymond there too.
And Khalif Raymond. So
yeah.
I mean, like there's no way he's gonna get owned. So I get lucky with one. I get lucky with one good one out of him. That's good. I think that the Deuce one is going to be a little bit owned, Deuce Vaughn, and I have to think people play Turpin. I mean, like they see him every week. Just do something. So whatever. So I think if you want to get different, what you're going to have to do is either leave money on the table or get kind of unique in the captain. Right now, I'm not particularly unique in the captain. My highest owned guy in the captain right now is CeeDee Lamb, and by a lot. Okay, I have right now in the captain like 36% CeeDee Lamb, but I do have like some sprinkles of like some of these other dudes. Like first of all, the best player on the field, like relative to his position, is clearly Brandon Aubrey. I mean, like he never misses. I mean, that's freaking craziness.
Yeah.
So listen, I'll put it to you another way. Like if he gets 20 fantasy points, like I'm not going to be, I'll be surprised, but I won't be shocked. Okay. So somebody like him in the captain, some of those cheaper receivers, like put Turpin in the captain or something like that, or put like Raymond in the captain or something like that, or Gallup. That's something you can do to get somewhat different. I think that if you do what I'm doing right now and playing like Lamb, like 35% captain or whatever, I don't think you're going to be able to get too different enough to win like the lottery unless you then decide to like leave money on the table, which is certainly okay. The other thing that I guess if Bobby were here, we would talk about is if you what to do with the running backs on both sides. Would you be able to play lineups with both running backs together? You guys are a little more, I don't want to say creative, but you guys do that a little more than I do. I didn't make any rule about that, but I guess that's something you could do.
Yeah. So double running backs, what I do almost all the time. So
yeah.
I definitely love the double running back, especially when Montgomery and Gibbs both get a lot of work and they score touchdowns.
Yeah.
You can leave Goff out easily in this slate, and hopefully it goes to the running backs, and then try to guess one of those cheap receivers. Like you said, throw him with Donovan Peoples-Jones. He gets a touchdown from Goff, and you got all the other ones with the running backs. You got a little 3-man stack there that you kind of like, and then throw a kicker and then CeeDee Lamb up top and Dak or something like that makes a lot of sense for the Dallas side. I do like the Gallup captain as well, or one of these cheaper guys captain. On Thursday night, I did Cedric Tillman as my captain, and I got all the studs in. I got a ton of points, but Cedric Tillman only got like one catch. So so I needed a little bit more out of him. But I got all the other guys. So they had a ton of points. I wish I would have won the Njoku captain, obviously, but he did all right. But just guessing at which guy's going to get, hit. I like a lot of Sheets calls that he just had with a lot of these cheapos. I'm probably going to go with that same route this week, and I don't mind the double. I do love the double running back.
It depends on what you're playing. I keep on mentioning this to everybody. It depends on what you're playing, whether you should play this way. Like I'll give you an example. I really like just trying to get unique and doing whatever I can to get there. But that could really, that could really come back to get you. Like this past Thursday, by the way, like I played 100 lineups in the and that's what I've been doing. I play 100 lineups in the Showdown, and I've got unique. I had like 65% of my lineups had totally unique, and 95% had less than 5 dupes. And out of 100 lineups, I cashed for literally 0. Okay, so that can happen if you play this way. If you want, I mean, you could play somewhat like a kind of a blend of conservative and play one cheapo here or there, and put yourself in a position where you could, like, listen, like the last couple of weeks where I've chopped, I'm sure people would take that, right? Like a 10 person chop or a 15 person chop, So you don't have to be like a freaking cuckoo head like I play sometimes in these showdowns to play good lineups. So when I say, oh, go ahead, go for the throat and play Aubrey and the captain with Donovan Peoples-Jones and whatever. I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, that's a little bit crazy. But I just wanted to throw a couple out there just to give you guys something you can do, if you want.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. A guy in the chat said that Pollard will be a little bit under-owned and has done well best at home when they are playing at Dallas, for what it's worth. He's been a little bit underwhelming this year totally, but I can definitely see people are going to be shying off of Tony Pollard a little bit. So playing Lions, a lot of running back builds could be viable tonight. Everyone thinks it's going to be a passing shootout, but running backs could definitely get there for the game. So.
Well, I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to get going, but I just want to pop in and say hi, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11.
Yeah, I'll be tomorrow at 11. Yeah, I'm about to wrap this up, and then I'll be getting off too. So later, Sheets. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guys. Any last questions? Throw them in the chat. And yeah, I mean, we just went over the showdown. We went over the playbook. We went over everything. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Check us out on TrueDFS. You can see all of our content there. You're going to want to be in the Discord. We drop a lot of premium stuff in the Discord. Bobby has his exposures. We do a lot of different videos and stuff throughout the seasons for every sport. So I mean, other MMA's been killing it for people. Guys been hitting in NBA showdowns we've been getting. So been a lot of good stuff, guys. Full PPR, Gunblock already in lineup. Josh Allen, Tyreek, Flex Barkley, Swift, Connor, Chandler, Jaden Reed. Yeah, I didn't mention Jaden Reed. I probably should have mentioned Jaden Reed. Packers weren't popping. What's Slater? No, they're on the Monday night. There's a Sunday night football game. They're the Sunday night football game. That's why I was like, why ain't they in Slate? I do like Jane Reed. Guys, I have to go get a shower and go to a Christmas party, and I'm already late for it. It was started 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to do that. If you have any other questions, we'll drop them in. I mean, RB1 is definitely going to be, you have Rashad White, Tyreek, definitely. I need one running back, one receiver, 2 flex. Barkley. I like Jaden Reed, Devontae Smith, no Ty Chandler. I like Swift over Connor. I like Barkley a lot. We only need one running back. I would rather, for my one running back, take Swift. To be different, I take Swift or Javonte Williams. You can do two flex. So run one of them in flex. I'd run Devontae Smith. You could do Jaden Reed in the flex. So you could do Josh Allen, your QB. You have running back Rashad White, Tyreek. I need one RB. I need one receiver and 2 flags. Barkley. Okay. So take Swift as your other running back. Take Devontae Smith as your receiver. Take Jaden Reed, Javonte Williams as your other two flags, or swap out Barkley for Jaden Reed. That's what I would do. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck with the showdown tonight. We had a lot of talk. I think going the double running back builds. I think going with the double. Jamison Williams. I talked about him in there with Sheets. I think he's viable. I think running one of him with even captain at 3,400. He's in the flex. And captain is going to be what, 5-6K roughly in there. So actually no, like almost 5, like somewhere in there. So yeah, running one of those cheap receivers in there. Gallup's going to be 4,500 in the captain spot as well. So I don't mind that. Tolbert and Turpin in that same game. I think Gallup's going to have a big game tonight. I think Peoples-Jones is one Sheets likes at 1,400, very cheap. run one of those captain, and then you can still get Goff, Dak, Amon, CD. Make sure you leave salary when you do the cheap captain, just because you're going to be duped. I like Sam Laporta at 7,200. He's only 10-8 in the captain, has 2 touchdown upside. This kind of guys you want in the captain, a little different. Throw him to, from Goff to him, and then throw one of like Gibbs or Montgomery in there. Say I'd throw Montgomery in there. So do Porter captain, Montgomery, Goff, and then you could throw Pollard, Gallup, Aubrey, or something in the lineup or something like that. So, or 4-2 stack Dak or something. I think Dallas is going to win. I live in Michigan, so I'm supporting the Lions. They're having a good season. I just hope it's a really high scoring game, 42-35 type game tonight. And then my best ball lineup that everyone can see, that everyone got to see today. When we were going through, all my Dak stack, I need really to go off tonight. So, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and the content. I'm getting out of here. So, as always,